Zoom or stop sharing screen. I'm going to pin my photo over here. We are recording. This is not the best quality camera, but that's okay. All right, fam. We are going to be talking about e-commerce and why it's important. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Nancy Aguilera. I've been in the entrepreneurial space for 4 years. It's been a heck of a ride. I've had a lot of fun. I've lost, or I should say I've gained a lot of insight, and more than anything, I would do it all over again. I think that's important to know. So thanks, girl. So yeah, I love what it is that we do. I love what it is that it pushes us to become. I think that's a key point. It's not what it is that you sell. It's not what it is that you promote. It's not what it is that you are working on independently. It's what are you becoming in the process of that. So that's why I really, really appreciate the journey of entrepreneurship. So let's go ahead and get started. I did create where am I? I created a presentation for you guys because, you know, I like that. And I'm going to go ahead and share it. So we're going to be talking about e-commerce, a little bit why it's more relevant now than it was in the past, and specifically with the ECX Academy, right? In ECX, we are leveraging the internet as our marketplace. It is the biggest marketplace there is. Literally over, I think it's like 1.5 billion people are regularly, frequently shopping online. So this is their space where you can become a producer instead of a consumer. You know, we're always going to be consuming, but I think it is important to just have that extra intention of, all right, well, I also want to contribute something. I also want to be on the other end of things. So I do have a question for you guys. My phone's on low battery. What brought you guys here? You know, this isn't necessarily a training that I do too frequently. I do think that kind of ECX is kind of put on the back burner of things, but I'm curious to know, like, why are you guys on this Zoom call? Why are you guys tapped in at 10 o'clock at night on a Thursday when you can be doing anything else? What brought you to this Zoom call? Oh, appreciate you. King Kund. Break free. I'm a student. I love that. Okay, cool. Wanted to learn more. Love that. Always a student. Beautiful. I want to start and build my online business. Beautiful. To leverage on multiple streams. This my next stream of income. This my growth. Gotcha, Sheila. Okay, beautiful. Now, why is that important to you? I understand multiple streams of income are important, but why are they important to you? What does that mean for you? I really want to get the gears turning in our heads, because again, it's not what it is that we do, but the way in which we do it and where it's coming from, which is our intention. Service to many leads to greatness. Love that. Student and build multiple streams of income. Beautiful. All right, so I'll tell you guys a little bit about my story. I've tried e-commerce time and time again. And the first few times, obviously, with no success. Just being completely real with you guys, because I struggled in these areas, and I have them written down for you guys in case you guys can relate to me. So my first intro to e-commerce was probably somewhere between 5 and 7 years ago, where my sisters and I wanted to just kind of create something. And then I went and did my research, and I looked on YouTube to see how I can create an LLC and how I can start a business online and how to Shopify work, things like that. But I believe, in hindsight 2020, of course, I believe that didn't work out because I felt like I had no sense of direction. And I'm a firm believer that a mind in chaos, or any organism in chaos, doesn't work effectively, right? Like, if you are not working your optimal, then you're not working your optimal. And I believe that when you don't have that direction, when you don't have that clarity, then you're just kind of walking in circles, or seeing like, all right, let me just throw this wet napkin at the wall and hope it sticks. So I had no direction. I didn't know how to do any product research. I didn't know how to find trending products. I didn't know what would be my winning product. And honestly, like, if you can have a great website, it could be clean, it can be professional, but if it doesn't have a winning product, then where are your sales going to come from, right? Your sales do not come from just traffic. It comes from conversion of that traffic. So I didn't know how to do product research. And I think that really stumped me for a long time. And then lastly, I had no one to go to. I didn't personally know anyone. There was nobody in my proximity, my vicinity, that I can ask these questions to. So I really do think that made a big difference, because even though you can do e-commerce or dropshipping by yourself, there's really no substitution for that human to human connection, or that proximity in which you can just say, hey, I have a doubt or I have a question. Who can I go to answer this question? My brand has story behind it. Beautiful. All right. So there are 3 key components, in my humble opinion, that really make ECX it. All right. Number 1, it's the guidance and feedback from professionals. Chris has been in this industry for over 15 years. So he definitely has that professional level, that expertise in the field and with different kind of niches, right? Same thing with other professors, other educators. They've been doing this for longer than we have. So we have their direct contact. We can talk to them on Go Live. We can talk to them through Pip Talk. And, some of us can also talk to them on Instagram. So it's just that direct guidance, that direct feedback that really just kind of cuts the learning curve. It most definitely cuts the learning curve. And number 2 is product ideas. The ECX Academy, guys, if you didn't know, they literally give you the product ideas. You know how we also have steady and bounce back that give us trade ideas, swipe coin? We have product ideas through ECX. It's called Cloner X, where you literally you clone your product that you want to, and then it just kind of downloads into your store. It's really cool, actually. So they're giving you trending products that are relevant today. Almost every day, they're giving you a new product idea that you can choose to use or not to use. It's just to get the brain, to get the juices flowing, right? Again, that's something that stumped me. So this is creating that solution for that. And then we have store templates for maximum conversion. So remember, once you have your store open, that's cool. That's step 1. But you need traffic in that store. And then you need conversion of that traffic to get your sales. That's your revenue, right? So Chris has actually experimented for years on which store layouts work most effectively. And not only that, but he's actually created those templates, and you can just plug and play. You can just upload your products, or pretty much Shopify does that for you. And then you just make some tweaks. You can change the font if you want to. You can change the color scheme if you want to. You can add different photos. You can add a carousel. You really get the chance to make this your own, but you can feel confident that the template that you're using is going to be one for maximum conversion. Because think about it, guys, we are creatures of habit, right? The thoughts that we have today are very, very, very similar to the thoughts that we've had yesterday. And with that being said, the thoughts that we have tomorrow are also very predictable, right? Because we're creatures of habit. So similarly, where your eyes go on a screen tends to repeat itself. So these templates actually come from basically a heat map of where people's attention go on a screen. And they've been tested multiple times to make sure that they do have that maximum conversion. So I just want that in case you didn't know, that's called Theme X, and that is part of the ECX. It's an add-on, pretty much like the FRX Pro Pack, Swipe Coin, things like that. All right, so now let's get into it, right? What is dropshipping? This is a quick review. I'm sure a lot of you already know what the dropshipping model is like, but basically, dropshipping is when you have a store, you find a product, you find a supplier for that product, and then you find a customer. You're the middleman from that supplier to that customer, because without you, that customer probably wouldn't have found that supplier, or not the way that you did anyway, right? You are the middleman, you're the plug. And with that being said, you don't have to invest in inventory. If I were to have, I don't know, let's say that I'm selling these little cute plants thingies. Let's say that I want to sell things for home decor. Cool. I don't have to buy 150 of those and then buy different variants because people like options, right? Buy it in black, buy it in green, buy it in blue. I don't have to buy 150 of those each. What I do instead is I put the picture and I have the upload from ClonerX on my store, and then I draw that traffic to my store. I get the conversion from the customer, I get them to the checkout, and then the supplier ships it directly to the customer where I don't even have to touch or package the product. That makes my life so much easier because, well, I don't have to do inventory. I don't have to keep tabs on that. 2, I don't have to physically pack anything up and go to the postal office. And it just saves you a lot of time, energy, and money. So I've personally found that the drop shipping model is my segue into e-commerce, right? This is just one way of coming into e-commerce because e-commerce is this major umbrella term of anything that can be bought and sold online. So a lot of things are bought and sold online. Drop shipping is just the model where you are pretty much hands off, right? You get the traffic, you make the conversion, and you plug and play. You connect customer to supplier, but you're not the one doing all the little things. All right. So just a review of the perks, right? You don't have inventory. You don't need to pay out upfront for that inventory in bulk. You don't have overhead because you're not employing, 5, 10, 15, 20, 200 people for your business. You also don't have to have a physical storefront, right? You're not paying for rent, or you're not paying for that upfront again. So your costs are significantly less, like a fraction of of what you would be paying for a traditional brick and mortar store. And this is fully customizable. I really do believe that we find fulfillment in creating or discovering and developing, whatever it is that you want to phrase it as. But when we create something, whether it be a store or a business or an organization, leading people, whatever it is that you are creating, I feel like that's kind of what gives us that fulfillment. It lets us feel like we're contributing to something. It makes us feel like we're creating something that's kind of like our own. So we're emotionally invested, right? So you get the chance to fully customize, personalize your store your way. And I think that's a lot of fun. All right, so now let's get into products. I created this really easy acronym. I might be missing something. I know that I am. It's just kind of bothering me, but you can remember pies, right? The cute little picture of a pie here. So PIES. These are different kinds of products, right? This is an acronym for different kinds of products that you can find, search for, find, and of course, put into your store. P for problem solving, right? People need things. There's a problem, you give them the solution. Easy enough, right? I'm going to think of a bunch of different examples, but we can just keep the ball rolling for time's sake. I, something that is impactful. So what I mean by that is something that kind of pulls emotional strings. Think about it that way. So I'm talking about things for your grandma, things for Mother's Day, Father's Day, right? We have those holidays coming up. Valentine's Day just passed, one of the highest revenue producing holidays, right? Hallmark holiday, of course. But regardless, it's impactful because you're giving a gift and you're pulling those emotional strings. So people spend money on that. Evergreen products, that's something that's going to be bought, used, sold, maybe even resold all year round. So you find something, you think of something that everybody has. Well, everyone has a birthday. Cool, easy enough. You find something, and that can also be an emotional impact product, but something that everybody has. Most people have a home, right? So here, something for your home, right? Something that you can buy all year round, trash can, whatever the case may be. It doesn't go out of style, it doesn't go out of necessity. You guys get it? So last, the S of pies is seasonal things. So things like, I don't know if you guys saw this either on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, but I saw this a lot. Also, I do product research, but these like plastic cones that are used to scrape the windshield ice. It's super simple. It probably costs 2 cents to make this plastic cone, but it's a seasonal product. It solves a solution for sure, ice on your windshield, but it's something that you're going to need every winter. Perfect. Seasonal. Spring, flip-flops, sandals, like sleeveless tops, things like that, things that are seasonal. So what I do want to say about seasonal products is that you want to be ahead of the curve, right? This Valentine's Day, unfortunately, I didn't manage my time enough to really fully take advantage of Valentine's Day, even though I had that like in my mind. But guess what? You make a mistake and you learn from it. Now we're preparing for Mother's Day, Father's Day. St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. So you guys can definitely find products for that, right? That's also a holiday that people spend money on. Just think of things that are coming up and be ahead of the curve. Just look at a calendar, think of, okay, cool, what are things that people spend money on? And then you find products like that. If that's something that you want to do, if you want to focus on seasonal products. Oh, cool. I'm going to look at expert secrets. I'm going to look into that. Thank you. All right. So once you can kind of do this flip-flop. I might have had these slides reversed, but you can choose your weapon, right? And what I mean by that is choose the style of store that you want. And again, clarity is everything, because if you don't know what kind of store you have, you don't know what to put in it. Vice versa, if you don't know what product you want to have in your store, then you don't know how to create your store. So we can make it super simple. You can choose any of these three, and you can also choose a combination, and I'll explain myself. First things first, a general store. You can sell Tupperware on there if you wanted to. You can sell things for the home. You can sell little things that you're going to use in the kitchen, like like big spoons and stuff. Something that's problem solving usually falls into the general store kind of layout. And something that I do want to make note of is that for general stores, because you're usually have a good amount of products in there, you kind of want to keep those products lightweight. One, for shipping purposes, because these products are probably coming from overseas. If you find a US supplier, that would be amazing, but you do want to keep your products light for shipping purposes. Option two is a niche store. So I'm sure you guys have heard of Gymshark. I'm sure you've heard of Fashion Nova. Those are niche stores. They're focusing on certain thing, right? Gymshark focuses on fitness apparel. Fashion Nova focuses on women. Actually, I think they have men's apparel too, but they focus on this niche and they do it really well. It allows you to go profound and really have those upsell products too. But that's going to be a lesson for another day. So other ideas of niche stores could be home and garden. Again, fitness apparel, holistic wellness, right? If you want to find a supplier that has like crystals and sage and candles and dream catchers or sun catchers, whatever it is that you feel inclined to sell. And also remember, don't marry products or don't marry the idea of a store. You want to sell what sells. Pet stores, right? I spend money on pets. My sister spends money on her pets. Those are our fur friends, right? That's family. So we're constantly buying things for them. So with the niche store, you get to choose, let's say that you choose 3 to 5 products that are like your main focuses. And then you get to choose supplementary products. Okay, what else can go with this? Well, if you're selling, I don't know, like a doggy harness, well, you can also sell doggy bags. Or if you're selling, I was just watching Sienna's go live. So if she's selling this little like feeder for cats, but it's also like a wheel, so they're just entertained by it. So that's something that you can sell in a pet store. And then, you can sell like little brush to brush the fur, whatever the case may be. You can start to combo these products together, combine these products together. And then that way your average sale is a lot bigger. Instead of, let's say that your harness costs $15. Well, now people are usually adding the doggy bags next to it or on top of it in the cart. Cool. Now your average sales go up to $20. I don't know, something like that. So you just want to think about it. And I also do believe that when you have a niche that that you're focusing on and you're honing in on, you can just get really creative because you're just going in deep instead of wide. And then the third option of a store is a single product store. So I'm sure you guys have landed on some kind of landing page or some kind of website from TikToks reels, maybe some kind of sponsored ad on either Facebook or Instagram, because that's what they do. That's marketing, right? But they do that with a single product. So let's go back to, I want to think of something trendy. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw this, but a few months ago, there was like this green, it kind of looked like a really thick chapstick looking thing. It was like a green tea, I don't know, ointment, something that you put on your face, and then it's supposed to clear out all your blackheads. It was so trendy. I saw it everywhere on my TikTok, on my Instagram. Again, I could be targeted because that's like, I look for those kind of things. But point being is that if you find, or when you find a product that you really think could become trendy, then you make it trendy. And then that's all, it's the only product you need. So you can create a single product store when and if you find that one product. So definitely feel free to check out trends. Definitely feel free to browse social media with a different intention, with a different perspective. Really start to look for, okay, what are people, why are these certain reels popping off, right? Anyone remember like the TikTok leggings? Yeah, that is a trendy product. That was all just drop shipping. So again, just come into social media with a totally different perspective, and then you might get inspired. And then also for single product stores, don't exclude digital products. I'm talking about templates. I don't know if anyone uses Etsy here, but those things can be really just, there's somebody out there looking for that one thing that you find super useful. So don't exclude that. All right, so I want to make sure that everybody has an idea of what the steps are in order to have your first sale, or what the steps are in order to have that roadmap, if you will. When you come into the academy, now that you understand why dropshipping is important, what e-commerce is, where it's going, and it actually didn't even talk about that, but that's okay. Like now you're taking advantage. So what next? Okay, so first thing first is that you want to go ahead and watch the 100 level series on the academy. It's super brief. The videos are very short. They're like 3-4 minutes long. Some of them are like under 30 seconds. Basically, Chris really focused on giving you all the information, and some you'll use immediately and some you'll use later down the line. Basically, he wanted to make sure that everyone becomes an expert in their field. So he's walking you through all the settings, the configurations, just so you know what they do, what they're there for, even if you're not going to use them at that exact moment. And the best part, I think, is that the 100 level series takes you an hour. So you're not going to spend days learning about the history of dropshipping, what it does, things like that. He really goes directly to what it is that you need to know. Cool, let's get that out of the way, and then let's proceed. So with that being said, step 2 is when you actually create your store. So something that we do in our organization, for those of you that aren't in Prime, when somebody gets started in ECX, I pretty much tell them, hey, you can have your first store up and running in 90 minutes if you really wanted to. The first 60 minutes, you're watching the 100 level series, right? You're getting that review of what e-commerce is, drop shipping, so on and so forth. Once you step into the 200 level series, you're ready to open up your store. And it's not too complicated. All you have to do is put a few pieces together like a puzzle. So you want to have an idea of what kind of store you want. That's why I went over that information, right? General store, niche store, hybrid store, didn't mention that, or a single product store. You want to have at least one product to put into your store. And then just like a puzzle piece, we're going to put this piece with this piece, this piece with this piece. We're going to open up a professional email. We're going to buy a domain. We're going to connect that domain to Shopify. And all that explanation is found in the 200 level series. So the 200 level series should take you probably another hour or so, if I recall correctly. But within a few videos, Chris is already explaining, hey, do this. Open up this tab. This is how you're going to buy your domain. This is how you're going to be connecting it to your Shopify store. Everything is laid out in front of you so that you don't have to worry, okay, but did I do it right? Right? You guys have 24/7 access to this. So let's say that you watch the 200 level series, and actually this is how I did it. So I watched the 200 level series and I didn't do a thing. And then I watched the 200 level series again while I was doing the thing, just to make sure that I was doing it right. Even though I took like a longer route to do it, I had the utmost clarity, because remember, my experience prior, I didn't have that clarity. So I wanted to make sure that this time around, I was doing things, but more importantly, I was doing them right. Dotting my I's, crossing my T's. You guys get the point. So these are a few resources that you're going to use. TX stands for ThemeX. That's the website template that you have access to in the Academy. It's an add-on. I believe it's $49 if I'm not mistaken. But this, in addition to some free resources like Canva, which I'm actually using right now, you're going to buy a domain. They show you actually, they give you like the cheat codes, which again, I love, because you don't have to spend, an arm and a leg buying a domain. No, absolutely not. They're going to give you the cheat codes to how to get one as economically as possible. And then they're going to give you more cheat codes so that you're not paying someone for a logo. So you're not just spending extra money, you're saving that money. And guess where that money's going to go? It's going to go into your marketing so that it converts and your profit margins are that much better. Is that making sense so far, everyone? Korean makeup, yo. Yes. Asian face, yeah. Summer gear, yeah, exactly. All right, let me know if that is making sense so far. Yes, okay, perfect. All right, so step 3. The 300 and the 400 level series in the Academy, they really focus on marketing. That's the meat and potatoes of creating a store. Again, guys, creating the store, that's like you're in the door. Like you have the first check in your checklist. But again, you can have an amazing store, but unless you have traffic in that store, you don't stand a chance in conversion. You don't stand a chance making a sale. So you want to make sure that you know how to market. And Facebook, it's a really good tool. Obviously, Facebook knows us more than we know ourselves. They have all our information. But besides that, they are very strict in their rules. So you don't want to be, what's it called, when they kind of like ban you temporarily. You want to make sure that you're following their rules, and Chris reviews all of that with you guys, with us. So feel free to take notes when you're going through the 300 and 400 level series. Again, that is going to be the bigger bulk of learning how to do this. And it's also going to be the thing that gives you the most returns. So with that being said, Facebook is going to be the majority of your, well, actually, no, let me correct myself. Facebook could be the biggest resource that you use in terms of marketing, but there are also other resources and tools that you can use for either free or paid advertising, such as Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram Reels, word of mouth, and then of course, Facebook, because they know everyone. So with that being said, after you finish the 400 level series, which is Facebook ads and everything that there is to know about them, how to set them up correctly, how to, like, what a campaign is, what a creative is, how to get creatives, what an ad set is, how to drop an ad set as opposed to creating a new one, or whatever the case may be. That's all found in the 400 level series. The last step, after you've created your store, after you've created a few campaigns for marketing, the last step is going to be continuously refining your store, right? Just because we created it doesn't mean that it's absolutely perfect right now. You're going to be modifying it as we go, especially if you have things that are seasonal in terms of products. So meet the team. We have Ariana that speaks English and Spanish. We have Joey that speaks English and Spanish. Of course, we have the founder, Chris, in here. He's actually currently not doing sessions because he's creating a brand new updated academy in English and in Spanish. And he's also going to be teaching people how to do white labeling. If anybody doesn't know what white labeling is, that's when you find a supplier for, let's say, bags or apparel, and then you put your own brand on it, your own label. So inside the tag, it'll literally say your brand. So that's really cool. That's something that he's been getting a lot. So they're actually creating an academy for that. And then they're also creating an academy for, I can't think of it on the top of my head. Etsy stuff, digital products, and something else that I can't think of right now. But point being is that dropshipping, though it's great, it's not the only thing. So these guys are really like, they're so humble, they're so nice. Anytime that you have a question, they're there to answer it. We actually have a website where you can send your screenshots and they will actually review your store on the live stream to make sure that, you know, everything is good, everything is clean, that you have your policies up to date so that you don't get taken down by Facebook or whatever the case may be. Like, these people really have your back. And then of course we have Sienna on here. We have Lavinia Black, that's also a new ECX educator. And then you guys also have myself. You know, I don't have necessarily years of experience, but I feel like I know enough to get you up and running. And then basically what I'm going to do is, once we open up your store and once you feel good about it, I'm going to pass you off to the pros, because I know darn well that I don't know it all, but they seem to do. So guys, definitely plug into the Go Live sessions, drop your stores in there, ask questions, ask for feedback, tune into specifically Sienna. She pretty much gives a new product almost at the end of every session, and her sessions are really organized. So definitely tap into that. And I'm going to leave you guys off with one more thing that I know you're going to appreciate. Was anybody at the ECX bootcamp? I think it was in November. Let me know if you hopped on to the 3 days of information that the ECX team did back in November. It was right before Black Friday. It was right before, you know, holiday season. And in those 3 days, in that 3-day boot camp, people with absolute no experience, with no store, with no even academy access, they created a store and they actually had a sale during those 3 days. So believe me, family, if somebody can do that, not knowing anything, you guys can too. So there's going to be a 2-day boot camp in English and in Spanish, February 26th and 27th. So, and that's completely free. So make sure that you're hopping on that. It's a lot of information. Day 1 is going to focus on mostly like beginner stuff. And then day 2 is going to focus on more advanced stuff. So feel confident that no matter where you are in terms of your understanding of e-commerce dropshipping, you're going to get the sauce. And then I have here just kind of like a little roadmap of the next few months, right? Something that you guys can keep in mind. So we have the bootcamp coming up in a couple of days, pretty much 10 days. And then think seasonally, right? We have spring season coming up, summer following shortly after. We have holidays like St. Patrick's Day. We have Mother's Day, which is a huge holiday in dropshipping. We have Father's Day right after. We have 4th of July following after that. Like, it's almost as if they created a skeleton for us to celebrate things and for things to be sold for those holidays. I'm just saying. And then of course, you can continue to add evergreen products to your store and just make sure that you will always have something that's kind of like always in season, I guess you can say. But that's pretty much it, what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope that you have a better understanding of how the ECX Academy works. More than anything, I wanted to make sure that people, 1, know about it. 2, they know how it works so that when somebody does ask, hey, I heard IM Academy has an ECX or an e-commerce program. What does that entail? I hope you got a little bit more clarity on that. And for those of you that do have organizations or teams, for those that do want to get into the e-com space, you have a little bit more insight in terms of how to launch them. And if you guys need any help with getting someone started with ECX, my Instagram is somewhere over here that you guys can go ahead and shoot me a message. And I'm happy to help in any kind of way, shape, or form. And of course, we always have the professors, the educators that are willing to do the same. And I know that because I've been that person where I'm messaging Ariana, I'm messaging Chris, and I'm just like, what does this mean? Somebody please help. And it could be the simplest things, guys, and it might feel like a dumb question at the moment. And I feel like that all the time, but it just feels so much better getting the clarity that you're looking for. So I hope this, guys, gave you a little bit of that clarity. Again, if you need anything, just shoot me a message on Instagram, shoot me a message on Telegram, whatever it is that you need. And guys, I wish you the best, the most success, not just in e-commerce and dropshipping, but your entire entrepreneurial journey, because I know that this isn't an easy route, but it's one that's definitely worth it. So thanks, guys, for watching.